Hello, welcome to ISE Show TV. This is Paul Milligan at ISE 2020 in Amsterdam. I'm joined today by a very familiar face for our viewers. It's David Labuskes from Avixa. Welcome, Dave. So just saying off camera there, the feeling weeks before the show, months before the show, was that this would be a kind of a victory lap, if you were, of Amsterdam, a big, thank you, but a farewell to Amsterdam. But I'm sure it's still that, but it's been very challenging, let's just say, with two major issues in the build-up to the show. We're on day 3. How do you feel the show's gone so far?
It has far exceeded our near-term expectations. Sure. I actually wrote a letter to my team and ISE's team probably about a week before the show started. And we talked about that anticipation as the social media started to turn to the show, and as people start to talk about when are you arriving and where are we going to meet and when are we going to have drinks, and rarely are they talking about what business are we going to conduct, but lots of that happens too. And in this year we had obviously lots of other challenges. We had the coronavirus, we had the storm. I think it's important for all of us to keep in perspective that challenges for traveling for us, or challenges for having exhibitors here, or having ability to attend a trade show, when put into comparison with some of the challenges of people that are affected by this, some of the people that are confined to only being able to go out of their home once a week or once a day. We're a pretty lucky group of people. When you get past that, which we did on Tuesday morning, we cut a ribbon, and a lot of delayed flights were obviously reflected, but by the end of the day Tuesday, it looked like a fantastic ISE in Amsterdam. And Wednesday was even stronger, which is traditionally our strongest day. Yeah. The exhibitors I've talked to are ecstatic. The show, I believe, will create value for tens and tens of thousands of people. I wouldn't want to say something as serious as what the world is facing is behind us, but what I would say is there's no buts, no howevers. This is an amazing way to say goodbye to what's been an amazing city in Amsterdam.
I mean, does it feel a bit of almost a bittersweet moment, really, because Amsterdam has been very good to the show, but very good for the industry. I mean, there's incredible growth, especially in the last kind of 5 years of the show, really. And we're moving because we're growing. It's a good reason that we're moving. Does it feel kind of sad, but there's a positive message at the end of it?
I imagine so many people listening to this or watching this have gone through the experience of moving their family from one home to another home, and that's exactly the emotions and feelings I have. At a certain point, you were saying, I don't want to move. It's going to cost more money in the new home. I love our home. I know where the light switches are. I want to stay. And then eventually you and your partner, or you make a decision that you have to move, that it's too crowded. Where you're living now doesn't meet the needs of what you have now. And that's really the decision process we went through. We would love to stay in Amsterdam, but we have an obligation to the industry to present a marketplace for 4 days that encapsulates the global market for AV and contributes to the growth of that market and contributes to the professionalism of those who participate and work within that market. And we can't meet that demand here anymore. And so that drives us to making it difficult and, as you said, very aptly, a bittersweet decision. It'll be sad to leave Amsterdam.
Sure. And just to wrap up, I was speaking to Angel Chacon from the Catalan ministry yesterday, and I was surprised at how far along the planning was. I don't know why, but I was surprised at how far along the planning was. And there's a delegation here to look at how the show is run, and I was kind of surprised at how they wanted to see how it works here, because I almost view them as sort of two separate events, even though it's essentially the same thing. I guess planning has been ever since it was announced. It's kind of 2 years in the making, I guess.
We had logistics and operations teams from the FIRA here last year.
Yeah.
We had our team there last year for shows, I think probably for Mobile World Congress, to see how the back of the building operates. I mean, we all as attendees see 80,000 people walking through the halls and lines for hamburgers. Well, those hamburgers got to that vending station somehow, and getting the restrooms cleaned and getting the doors open and ensuring there's power and the rigging, all of that. Yeah, it's an enormous undertaking. And we just sort of talked about the bittersweetness of going away from Amsterdam. There is absolutely no bittersweetness of moving to Barcelona. The hospitality of Barcelona and Catalonia and Spain has been extraordinary. I have spent tens of hours over the last couple years with with various different levels of those governments, and they are so welcoming and so accepting and so interested in ensuring that we deliver an exceptional experience, a opportunity for even more growth, for more illustration of the solutions that are out there that all of our exhibitors and attendees, customers need.
Yeah. Dave, as always, pleasure to spend time in your company. I mean, personally speaking, sad to leave, but I cannot wait for next year. So many thanks for your time.
Thank you. Many thanks myself.